Rasta. Oh, no, no one feel our pain. The time in the pouring insane. Me I talk about the poor, the poverty and the pressure. Can't take it no more. Too much youth on stretcher. Them don't really want to see the ghetto youth them richer. So them plan to kill we out and take we out of the picture.
Greetings and welcome to Jesse I Interviews. As always, I'm recording this on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, the original owners and custodians of these lands, and I want to recognise and acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded. This episode features an interview with two of the more important producers in the last couple decades of Jamaican music, Craig and David Harrisingh of Daseca. Long before the trap dancehall sound of recent years, Craig and David were changing the sound of dancehall, bringing in other styles and blurring the lines between dancehall, reggae, hip-hop and R&B. They discuss those changes in this interview, as well as touching on the rise of iTunes and music piracy, and the rise of Mavado, among other things. As always, I'm presenting this one totally unedited, from the time I pressed record on my little Sony PCM recorder. That's the voice of my wife Mina at the start, who some of you might know as Troublemaker, talking about our recent experience at Reggae Sumfest. You can also hear Bugle enter the studio towards the start, briefly interrupting things. So here we go. Jesse I interviews Craig and David Harrisingh of Daseca in Kingston, July 2012.
I feel like I've smoked 100 cigarettes and I didn't.
So how was Sumfest?
It was alright, but I think I'm done with Sumfest. I think I'd rather come and go to Sting or Rebel Saloon.
What?
I don't know, I've done it a couple times and it's, little things that bug me, like you go in, they pat you down, take away your cigarette lighter, you can't take aerosol can, and it's just too sanitized, and for me, it's not what I come to Jamaica for, what I mean?
I get it.
I've been to Champions in Action a couple times. After going to Champions in Action, Sumfest just feels like watered down.
It's because of the kind of show, like in terms of like the sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they don't want no influence whatsoever.
Yeah, I understand. It makes sense for them.
Yeah. Is this level good, or we need to come up more?
Maybe come up a little bit, but not too much.
Oh, yeah,
So Craig and David.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the idiot that for that.
Cool.
It always makes me think of Craig David.
Yeah, so that's I think that's the main reason. No, not nobody.
Yeah, I understand. Like, it's the most
and it's
international.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
but that's the other thing with the international night. I don't want to see R. Kelly. Like, I don't.
But like people like you don't want to say R. Kelly.
Yeah,
people
exactly.
come here.
Yeah, but that's why, I think I've been there, done that. I don't need
so
to go to some
which night was the best night though?
Oh, dancehall night for sure.
So you saw Shabba?
Yeah, Shabba was wicked.
Was wicked?
Yeah.
Well, Shabba was on an international.
He was the international night one. But really, for me, as good as Shabba was, like Diddy and stuff on the first night was better still.
Conscience and Pop.
So who was the best?
Conscience,
who was the best on dance on that for you?
Adonia.
Yeah, she
For
said
me, it was
Adonia.
Adonia.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, so Conscience wasn't.
Conscience, I didn't think he sounded as good as I expected him to sound.
Oh, okay.
But
how was the crowd response?
it was good. Yeah, Popcorn sounded better than I thought he would.
Okay.
I didn't think he would sound so good, like vocally.
Okay.
I heard Popcorn was the best for the night though.
Yeah, I think he's definitely a contender.
I heard Adonia too though. Like I heard.
For me, Adonia was way better than Popcorn. But for Adonia, I was in the front. For Popcorn, I was in the back.
Yeah,
so
you wouldn't have heard him as well.
But Adonia was just on another level.
He was on point.
Oh, for real? Kill it.
Yeah.
And he worked late too.
Yeah, he did second last.
Before Beanie.
Yeah.
So
Beanie was kind of, his choice of songs wasn't so good.
Beanie was a little boring.
Yeah, it's kind of boring.
How was Sham? I heard Sham wasn't so
Shabba was good.
Sham.
Oh, Sham. I was backstage most of Sham. I didn't see it properly. I feel like I can't really judge
I think
too well.
the girls loved it, but
yeah,
I don't know. The whole thing with
I heard it wasn't that good though.
with the wife
Sham.
on stage
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
stuff. I just feel.
Alright, we're ready.
Cool. All right.
So this level is good?
Yeah, this level's fine.
You guys don't mind if we video a little
Oh, it's
bit,
a video.
right?
It's a video at the same
No,
time.
no, it's a radio interview, but
But
we
we
figured
just,
since we're here,
Alright, cool.
if you don't mind.
it's also like a good backup.
I didn't really get myself really.
Let me get the names right again.
This
Oh
is
my god.
I'm so bad. Like, and also I've been smoking too much ganja since I've been here. But
Yeah.
this is
David.
David.
yeah, okay. You gotta forgive me because
That's
I'm
good.
terrible with this shit.
No problem. People call me Craig all the time.
Uh-huh. All right. So right now we're on Red Hills Road in Kingston, Jamaica, with Craig and David from Daseca. Thank you very much for speaking to us here on Babylon Burning.
Thanks for having us.
That's it.
I always like to start at the real beginning. I'd like to know, you guys are brothers? I'd like to
Yeah.
know where you were born, what life was like for you growing up as kids.
Well, I mean, I would say life for us, alright, Jamaica is, I would say mostly, it's a poor country. We were fortunate enough to be, we are probably call it now, middle.
In the middle.
You know what I mean? Middle class, you know what I mean? Definitely not rich,
Mhm.
definitely not poor. You know what I mean? Still go through struggles, but at the same time, as I said, fortunate enough. You want to stop?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
I can edit that out anyway.
Deal with that thing. Yeah. So like,
That's
it's a tapping nice.
So I'm gonna start like this, so just in case man come here, this one inside this one.
sorry,
It
sorry,
really,
Bugle.
it really pick that up.
Yeah. This is quite a strong recorder. This
Okay.
one.
I'm trying really hard not to cough as well.
Okay.
Alright, start it from top again.
All right. You can just answer because I can just edit from the question. So about where you were born, what life was like growing up as kids.
Kingston, Jamaica.
Yeah, we're born in Kingston, Jamaica. Life growing up was like pretty normal, I say. I mean, by no means rich, by no means poor. Definitely middle class and love music. And I mean, we never know that we'll be doing this. Still, definitely never know this, you know what I mean? But thank God said turn this way and we're enjoying it, you know?
What were the first steps in the music business?
First step, actually meeting Serani.
Serani.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, all of us share the same passion, but he used to play keyboard. Like he used to have his keyboard. He walked everywhere with it,
Okay.
and he would play. And that's eventually how I actually got to start playing, and really everything started when I met him in terms of not the love for music, but actually going into music.
Okay. So what about like in terms of equipment? Having the equipment to produce.
Right.
Like, how did you first sort of start to build Daseca?
Well, actually, Serani, I would say he influenced us to get in the music business, right?
Mhm.
Apart from just loving music, to actually be a part of the music business, I should
Mm.
say. Starting off, as I say, by no means rich, so we never really have anything.
Mm.
You know what I mean? We started when we never have no computer and nothing like that. We just had it was a fast text machine, like a recorder, like a multi-track
Mhm.
recorder kind of thing, 16
Okay.
track, whatever. And we used to just running the rhythms and 2 track and then vocals just record. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's where it started until it build.
I used to make CDs.
Okay.
And we used to sell that so that we could like buy a microphone, buy a keyboard. We used to play phrases or build beats for other producers who were in the business already.
Mhm.
So stuff like that. Did 1 and 2 commercials here and there.
But to bring in income,
Right.
plus to make people know that we can do this thing, you know?
Right.
So we started off in one room. The mic was right beside the machine, not like other voice room. So you record and put on a headphone to record because, you know what I mean? Stuff like that too.
Mm.
That's actually how Anger Management was recorded.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's where
Literally, we were here, we were voicing right there.
So all those tunes on Anger Management were voiced, not
Right.
even in a
Every
proper
single
studio,
one on
like
the
voicing
original
studio,
version.
Those are recorded in a computer, right? No?
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
In a
those we
computer,
had the
but
computer
it was
then,
still
but
same
just
setup where the microphone is right
microphone
beside
right
it.
beside
So
us.
there's no voice room, whatever.
Okay.
whatever.
So how did you go about getting all the artists on that rhythm? I mean, this is one of the biggest rhythms in dancehall from the last decade.
Easy answer to that is Bounty Killer.
Uh-huh.
He was we met Foota Hype through Razan Biggie.
Mhm.
Foota Hype introduced us to Mavado, and also we knew Bounty Killer, but he through Razan Biggie too. But Foota really cement the link.
Mm.
And Killer is a man where if he rate you, he's going to try to help you.
Okay.
And really and truly is I think based on his strength that we got so many artists to Especially probably like Vibes
I
Cartel.
can't forget when I was sleeping and like at 7 o'clock one morning in Jamaica. That's early for us music people.
Yeah, early for me too.
I see my phone ringing and I answer the phone, and it's Cartel on the phone, and he's like, "Yo, Killer Sign of a Rhythm must come voice, man." And I was like, "Yo, come meet me right now around by near the studio and meet him."
Sorry.
And they end up writing 2 songs at the same time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I have to give a lot of thanks to Bounty Killer for that.
Right.
Especially, you know what I mean?
And even when the video was being shot, like he did his part first. Okay, he's Bounty Killer. We don't want to have him there waiting. Remember, at this time we're nobody. He's whatever. And he did his part and he could have left, but he came to us and he said, "Yo, he's going to stay because you know if he leaves, other people are gonna leave." So he stayed and he stayed through the whole video and make sure everybody did their part. And then he left. So.
Mad. You mentioned Mavado in there. Looking back for us from an outside perspective,
Right.
when Mavado really took off is when we really came to know Daseca.
Right.
Like I'm not sure exactly where in his career you guys fit into the picture, but Troublemaker, my wife was saying earlier today, she feels like Daseca bust Mavado.
He would tell you the same thing. I think Anger Management was really the launch pad for both of us simultaneously, along with Alain. And that was where.
Yeah, because his first song was Real Makai, you know? And Anger Management people would say that that is the rhythm that people know us first thing for, you know what I mean? So the 2 of us take off from right there. So.
Right.
And then from there we just keep doing songs on top of songs and just never stop, you know?
Yeah.
Up till now.
Right. Same way Serani and Bugle both bust from Daseca, and I guess that reinforces you guys same way.
Yeah. The thing is, like I tell people all the time, if you're doing music, especially Jamaican music business is so funny where everybody's a producer. You know what I mean? So I tell people, you know, like I can't just say I'm as a producer when I'm on the have songs with Cartel, I'm on the have songs with Mavado. Them people are big, like no matter what them people sing, it's gonna hit. When you say a man boss an artist who has been trying or nobody don't know or nothing like that, then you can say, yeah, this man put in the work and do what he need to do. This man do a good job. You know what I mean? Just like when TJ bust G-Wiz with Live Soon Start Out. You know what I mean? That's when you can say, yeah, he'll do it now. You understand what I say? But people are recording Cartel, Mavado and this and that. Come on now.
My mother could hit with Cartel or Mavado.
You know what I mean? So we always doing that. Right now we have a new artist again named Dexta Daps, like a crazy singer, like sick.
From Seaview, just like one ticket.
Yeah.
Come from Seaview to like, I've never heard a singer like that before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just he's crazy. So just look out for whole heap of things from him. To have whole heap of songs with him.
Yeah, must have. One thing I wanted to ask you guys about as producers is the sound of dancehall in the last 10 years. Like, the music has changed so much from 10 years ago, the type of rhythms coming out then.
Right.
And for me, it was really Daseca was a label that started to change up the sound. Some of the slow piano-driven, almost hip-hop, R&B, moody sort of rhythms, which I love personally. I love to hear this. How do you even describe this music? Do you call it dancehall or you call it something else?
Well, you see, the thing is, we grew up, when we were listening to dancehall, like, most juggling rhythms, beats, whatever you want to call it, they were like really drum and bass were like the essence of the rhythm, and it was like authentic dancehall. Now there were some hip hop beats like Shaban, Buja, all of them sang and them, Cabra, all of them, but these are mainly singles. So when we started to put so much music into it, we weren't really doing it for juggling, like like Anger Management juggling, but it's a hardcore rhythm. Like the Exercise for Bugle and the Dome for Serani and some singles with Vado. They're singles, but they're pretty and whatever, but they're singles. What happened, a lot of the younger producers that came up after us started to build those kind of beats, but as juggling, like as mainstream dancehall juggling. I guess that's where it kind of turned. Like we actually, some people say we kind of started that. I don't know, but I mean, yeah, we originally meant it just as a one-off thing.
I wouldn't say we started it, but because as you say, Shabba them, Buja them, them song they go again. Girl, you make my day. All them songs like hip hop. You know what I mean? But you see, music is just a vibe too. So you can't just say, oh, just because we come from Jamaica, I forgot doop 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 doop. You know what I mean? You have all that vibe, and I think we probably bring it back then. You know what I mean? And I think it started from probably these are the days with Busy Signal. You get me? But as I say, we just innocent, we just all a vibe, and sometimes you dip on a keyboard and your finger doesn't move and it just take you a certain direction.
And we work off a vibe and like how you feel, and not everything can come out with a you can't express every emotion with that specific beat. Cause that's like real dancer, like that's a core.
But as I say, we never do it like with the intention of okay, this is the new dancer. Hell no. You know what I mean? Can we check it out? Still doing dancehall.
Yeah.
Crazy dancehall. You get me?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to juggling.
You know what happened? Enough people cussing it and cussing the business. But you see what happens is new people come in the business. Different ideas, different influences, different everything. You know what I mean? So life made up of changes. But the only thing is them need to just know where the music is coming from. You get me? That's important. Enough of the youth them probably don't even know where the music coming from. They don't know certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Enough of them probably don't know who Sly Robbie is. The greatest. You get me? So as I say, it's just a vibe, and we'll still be doing some of those same things, that same kind of musical and probably hip hop sounding things, but dancehall is never out of it.
Yeah.
As you can see, the track with Conscience that we have recently, a Summertime, is like a hardcore dancehall.
Yeah,
real
like old school dancehall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not to be a hit.
Yep.
So dancehall can never die, you know?
Well, some of those rhythms, for me personally, my program is more roots and culture than dancehall.
Right.
And I find it easier to fit in some of the slower, moody rhythms actually fit my program better than dancehall does, and they lend themselves to more conscious lyrics. Someone like Bugle is doing, I think if it was 10 years ago or 30, 40 years ago, they would have been voicing on roots rhythms, but instead they're voicing on the rhythms you guys are making. Have you ever considered actually making a roots rhythm?
Yeah, definitely. We love live music also. We have a band, you know what I mean, Anger Management Band, and we have done live stuff before.
Yep.
You know what I mean, we have stuff in here to be released too.
Okay.
So that's a part of the thing, and we're just talking to Bugle about it, like the kind of music he does and the kind of lyrics and the kind of meditation thing that he think about. We think that they need to be on some of these kind of rhythms too. So all that is in the making, and it's getting done.
Okay. Looking at the business now and how much that's changed in the last 10 years. When I first came to know Daseca, I was buying 45s, Daseca 45s, all the new releases. These days it's all gone digital. Nothing really comes out on vinyl anymore. As a producer, obviously there's iTunes and certain outlets online to sell music, but the bulk of it is pirated downloads. So how do you guys, in this day and age, actually make money from your productions?
That's something we talk about all the time. Currently, in Jamaica, just being a dancer producer, I'm not talking about crossing over doing work with any foreign artists. You're going to be hungry. You can't just be a producer. You need a camp. You need like an artist that you're pushing, because that's how you're going to make your money. Because what makes money now is artists, like doing shows, dubs, endorsements, whatever. And you have to take your percentage, booking, whatever it is. But you just come in here, and it actually costs us money to put out songs. We don't even mix our own stuff. I mean, we mix, but not by ourselves. We engineer everything, record, edit, arrange, but then we take it to an engineer to mix it. We have to pay background singers to sing the background, because I don't like my stuff sounding plain. I will spend the money to do it, but it actually costs you money. Sometimes you don't recoup it. So that's why you have to have like the Bugle. We have to have like Dexta coming up. We have to break them and make money off of them.
I know, like, obviously Johnny Wonder is one of the biggest in the game for distribution, and I believe you guys are with Zojak for digital distribution. There was a rhythm, I remember a year or so back, can't remember if it was Category 5 or Exodus or one of those rhythms, where I remember it seemed like you guys made a concerted effort to keep it off the pirate websites and everything.
That was Genesis.
Genesis, yeah.
Right.
So how did that affect, could you see, trying to keep it away from the free downloads, could you see an impact on the actual success of that rhythm?
First of all, it didn't really affect the sales.
Okay.
As in, that was kind of like an experiment. done by it was really through our manager at the time. His name was Julian. He said let us do the rhythm and put it up on iTunes before we put it out. See how the sales go. When I compared it to other rhythms, it never really made a difference.
Okay.
People want it free, they're going
And
to get it
then
free anyway.
once it gets out, it's out. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You can't get it back.
Exactly. And the thing is, once you put the song on the radio, it's gone. So there's not much you can do. You know what I mean?
But I really think that kind of really jump started the whole iTunes market, like dancehall. After that I saw everybody going iTunes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we were the first,
Mhm.
but it just got so popular after that.
Right. So what do you have next coming up for Daseca?
We have right now, as I say, Dexta Daps, whole heap of songs with him, Bugle, whole heap of things with him. I have a couple rhythms working on now, you know what I mean? We have like, to how the business is right now, you have to put out music. That's how the business is so in a weird spot right now, and sometimes one person can't change it. You know what I mean? And sometimes if you sit down and cuss it, I mean, we all know, people that really love this business, all know that the business is in a horrible state right now. But at the same time, while trying to change it, you have to also make sure you're in there, or you get forgotten, you know what I mean? So, we have a whole heap of music doing now. We have like 3 rhythms working on right now, as in juggling.
Yeah, that's even somewhere to me, 'cause for a long time we've been quality over quantity. We put out like probably 2 juggling for the year or 1, and then singles around it.
Yep.
Now it's even weird, like Action Pack came out like 3 months ago or so, and we have three different, like, one of the vibes you would like is a slow kind of one, I have a nice one, and a more hardcore one. It's weird for me to be working on 3 projects one time, but right now you just have to try to put
just
out
release, you know what I mean? So
right now you just have to try to put out quality quantity. That's it.
Right. In wrapping up, is there anything else you'd like to convey to the listeners back in Australia?
I'm just glad they're listening to music in Australia. That's news to me.
yeah, that's, I mean, don't give up on dancehall. You know what I mean? Don't give up on reggae music. I think that's dancehall. You know what I mean? Because it's just, it's amazing. It's like it's amazing that you guys are even here interviewing us, because that mean the music must be doing something. When you go to Japan, it's the same thing. Like thousands of people coming out. You know what I mean? So just continue listening. I mean, from Daseca now, we have like music non-stop coming out still. So just continue to give us support, and just give reggae music the support, you know?
All right.
Oh, and buy the music.
Yeah. All right, Craig and David, give thanks for speaking to us here on PBS FM.
Listen, thanks for having us. Yeah?
Mate. I wanted to ask you about Dexta Daps as well, because I actually would like to interview him. He's an artist that I've, ever since you guys started working with him. Is he around?
Nah, he's
No,
abroad.
he's not here now. We didn't come back though.
Okay.
But wait,
But you won't be here when you leave.
We leave Saturday morning.
I don't think you'll be here.
Is there any other way to do the interview or not?
I mean, I could always do something over the phone, but it would have to wait a while till I'm back in Australia and settle back down.
Okay.
I try to avoid the phone interviews.
If you want, if you want better quality, what you could do is like email him some questions,
Mhm.
and I'll just have him record them on the
Okay.
microphone,
Yeah.
and then I'll send them to you.
Okay. All right, that could work. Yeah. Yeah, I want to ask him about dubs as well, because he's an artist I want to voice before he gets too popular. I reckon he should blow up. You know, he's
I
got
hope so.
a wicked voice, wicked flow.
That's it. It's harder now than when we did it with Mavado and Bugle, because like 13 million more producers and artists in the business.
Yep. I was going to ask about that, because every kid with a computer in his bedroom is a producer now.
It's like you want do another interview.
What's that?
So like you want another interview.
Another interview?
Like you have more questions.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's all right. That's all right. We can't play it too long.
Yeah, everybody has a rhythm.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's the in thing.
Mm-hmm.
brothers Daseca, speaking to me in Kingston back in July 2012. Interestingly, we were right about Dexta Daps. He bust big just a couple of years after that, and he remains one of the big dancehall singers to this day. I never did manage to voice him back at that time, unfortunately, and his dubplates are not cheap now. Big thanks to my patrons on Patreon, the Don Armageddon Time, the Real General Empress Irie, me Idrins Mr. DC and Tob Tanaki, and Michaji DJ Pablito. Thank you for your support. If you would like to contribute to the podcast, please check out patreon.com/Jesse_I_interviews and consider becoming a patron. Alternatively, please rate and review the podcast on whatever platform you use. Reviews definitely do help other reggae fans to discover the podcast. Big thanks, Eyes every time.
Coachy load from in a Netherland, where the grabbers think like Ali get up on. The scheme hot today, we are the weatherman. A boy shoulda drop, but the beretta jam. Long time we no kill a man, so it's her Clemens like the later man. Set a bomb, make a damn black rain fall, so we must catch a man. Daseca when the grabber schema like Shabba Motherpot. Shot fire, every man a drop flat. Everybody's trapped, every pan a nap. Feel like the rims and the Cadillac when the M1 a nap. Shot fire, every man a drop flat. We run ya so everybody